Action.
Hey guys, it's Mrs. Whigham here. So we are going to be making a wacky cake today. So this cake actually came out of the Depression era when things like eggs, milk, and butter were scarce. So kind of similar to today, so we're gonna make a recipe based on that. My kids are here helping. And so we are going to start with the ingredients. And to make it, you need just a simple 9x13 pan. You can actually mix it in the bowl, although I did read some stuff online that people said it's really messy, so you may want to actually make it in a bowl and then put it in the pan. So we're just going to make it a 9x13 pan. You can use metal, you can use ceramic, you can use Pyrex, whatever you have at home. But this is my 9x13 pan. So the ingredients are, go ahead Josie.
3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 1.5 cup of cocoa, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vinegar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 2/3 cup of vegetable oils, 2 cups cold water.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually mix all the dry ingredients together. And for this, we're going to be using baking soda. You will have an extension to click on to see what happens when you mix vinegar and baking soda, what chemical reaction happens, and why that makes this cake rise. So, as you can see, very simple ingredients. Right now, I just added all the dry ingredients into the pan. You can look over here. Here's all the ingredients. Just use whatever you have at home, any vanilla you have, sugar, flour, salt, baking soda, any cocoa powder you have. Either vinegars that you have at home will work. I would stay away from like salad dressing vinegars, but apple cider is what we use. Distilled white is fine. It calls for vegetable oil. We didn't have any, so any what they call a neutral oil will do. So grapeseed is what we're using, but you could use canola oil. Yeah, any vegetable oil that you would have at home. So all the dry ingredients are there. Josie, you can go ahead and very carefully whisk the ingredients together.
Cool.
It's gonna make a mess from what I read, but that's okay. Let's take a quick turn. And I always like a rubber spatula, so we're going to go ahead and scrape the sides here a little bit to get everything mixed in the middle. So there's some stuff that hasn't been mixed as well. There's all our sugar. So as you can see, it's not a healthy dish. There's tons of sugar in it, but sometimes it's fun to make sweet things. All right, we're gonna call that pretty well mixed. And then it says to go ahead, smooth out mix together all the dry ingredients, smooth them out, and
put the vinegar.
Nope, smooth them out and
make 3 holes.
Okay, so this is where it gets very unusual. I have never made a cake like this before, so we'll be learning together. So we're gonna make 3 holes. One here, a bigger one right here, and another one right here. And what do we put in the holes?
Put the vinegar in one hole.
Here's the vinegar. Okay.
The vanilla in the other. And the oil and
Make that one bigger.
the third.
Here's our oil. And then what do we do?
Then cover the whole thing with water.
So it does call for cold water. So this I actually got from my refrigerator, so it's nice and cold. Don't forget when you check your liquid to get it eye level. So we're just gonna pour this over top. I can already see the vinegar doing its thing. You guys can tell me about that more later.
Looks really cool. Yeah.
And so we're gonna mix it all up with a fork. until the lumps are gone. I would recommend too, which I will do at the end, to go ahead and take a rubber spatula to kind of clean up the sides. We're just gonna mix everything together. You wanna take a turn?
Sure.
Do you wanna take a turn? You scoot over here. Or Rachel, you scoot over here. You scoot over here. I'm gonna come through and scrape up the sides.
It smells really good.
Yeah, I think it's the vanilla.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick turn to finish it up. What's the next step, Josie?
Okay. Bake for 40 or 50 minutes
Until
a toothpick inserted in the middle comes clean. When the cake is cool,
you can frost with butter frosting. Now I've seen different toppings. We are gonna make a butter frosting next, but you can also just add whipped cream on top. You can just lightly dust it with powdered sugar, whatever you have at home. Okay, I think we're pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, which was preheated to 350.
toothpick.
And then we'll come and check on it in 40 minutes. Thanks guys, talk to you soon.
Action.
And we're back. So now we're gonna make the icing. The recipe ingredients are
4 tablespoons of butter, softened, 2 cups confectioner's sugar, 3 tablespoons milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla, dash of salt.
So we've got our confectioner sugar here, our milk here, our vanilla here. The butter is already in the bowl. 4 tablespoons is equal to half a stick. And the salt is here. Okay, read the steps, Josie.
With a wooden spoon,
Gradually,
blend the butter with salt, adding just
with the
sugar. Adding just a little sugar at a time. When all about 1.5 cups of sugar are left, the sugar is left, add the milk, beating the frosting with a spoon. Add the rest of the sugar and beat again until smooth. Add the vanilla and salt and mix.
So you guys can use a wooden spoon, that'll be totally fine. We're basically going to use the sugar is measured here, but we're just gonna use a 1/4 cup to add it slowly. You can definitely bring it together with your spoon. Make sure the butter is soft. I actually set this on the stove top to help get it softer a little bit faster, but if you do that too long, it will start to melt on you.
Yeah,
So we're gonna go ahead and get that coming together. But we're gonna try just for fun and as an experiment to see how this works. I'm not making any promises. All right, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
So around the Depression, this would be what they would use for a mixer. They might have had some early electric mixers, but a lot of people probably still use these. But if you have a rotary mixer, a real electric mixer at home, you could use that as well. All right, let's take a quick break with that. Set that to the side. I think I'm gonna bring it together with the spoon a little bit. So you're just gonna keep incorporating the butter and the sugar in together.
Wow, that, and it also looks like the butter kind of turns is gone.
The butter is getting absorbed by the sugar, right?
Yeah.
So add a little more. So do you want to take a turn mixing with the spoon? We'll take turns. You'll definitely get to do the mixing when we add the milk. Okay? Okay.
I have to add the milk. Can I add also the milk?
You can pour in the milk, yes.
Oh,
You can pour in the vanilla, but not yet. It's not time. Okay. A little more sugar.
to the flour. So it's kind of blending into the flour.
Okay, we're gonna add just a little bit more. All right, you ready to add the milk?
Me?
You.
Yep.
Here.
No. Thanks.
So we're gonna mix that up.
No, you said I could mix it.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the sugar. Remember to clean as you go, guys.
Clean as you go.
All right, we're gonna beat some more.
It looks very good.
It looks better when it's finished.
Really better when it's finished. We just gotta add one more ingredient. Clean when you go. Clean as you go. I put away the glass.
All right. You wanna try the rotary mixer again?
Here, can I do it? He got to. Here, can I do it?
And then Josie's gonna have a turn. Okay, your sister's turn. Go ahead.
Cancel. Stop.
And then just a little tiny pinch of salt.
Touch of salt.
Because salt always brings out the flavor. Let Josie have a turn. I'm gonna check the cake
Cancel.
over here.
Still looks like it needs a little more time.
You think?
Oh,
Just
good.
a few more minutes.
Just like we're good.
We're getting close though.
Yeah. That's scary when you put some stick. Ow. Sorry.
Yeah, let me take a quick turn.
Okay, and I start.
Take your spoon out for a second.
Can I lick the spoon? Can I lick the spoon? Can I lick the spoon?
There you go.
This is
So
harder.
that's pretty much it. The cake will be done in a few.
Harder.
The cake will be done in a few minutes, and we're gonna let it cool, and then we'll ice it. Just spread it on top with that flat spatula, and we will get to enjoy it soon. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
All right, we went ahead and put some of the icing on, and in all honesty, this cake is probably still a little too warm, but it's getting close to these two's bedtime, so we're gonna put it on a little bit on the warm side. So you could use just, again, a coating of powdered sugar on here if that's what you have and you don't have butter. You could use a chocolate buttercream. You could sprinkle chocolate chips. You could just serve it with whipped cream. Like I said, this is a little melty, but we're just gonna put a thin layer over the whole thing. Won't be this liquidy if you let your cake cool. Now, as I finish this up, these two are going to go ahead and put some sprinkles on top, and we will then eat it. All right, go ahead, guys.